Welcome back to site. Today we're going to look for water. We think we have a water supply to this site, but we're going to investigate a bit today. So here on the road we have down here water under that cover there, a water toby or stopcock. With a freshly dug track into the middle of the road there, probably for the original connection. But when I tried that a while back, it didn't seem to work. So we're going to open up the ground here, find the tail of the pipe, because we know there's a blue pipe running into the site here, and then cut that open and then switch the toby on, see what we've got, and then if we've got water, great, we can do the connection, and that gets water up and into the site. After that, we've got electricity supply to run again from the main street here into the side of the property, into the meter box. So we've got the digger here today, so we'll get on with that. And that's where it's going to run across the site here and into that meter box here on the side of the building. So that's the plan for today. That's the blue pipe on the ground here is where the water comes from inside the property. It's brought out here, so we'll dig this end of it, go down, find the end, and then that will then run round the side of the wall there and out onto the street. Now hopefully that water supply is live. If not, we'll need to do a road opening and make a connection. But in the meantime, I think we'll put the water pipe in to that anyway, and at a later date, if we need to get the connection done, it's a job for later on. So yeah, all good. Get the digger going and see how we get on for there. Okay, we've got the pipe. So if you look down here, can you see it? That's the blue pipe in the bottom there. With a connection on it, just where I want it to be. So I'm just going to open up that connection there, if you can see it, and yeah. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, handy connection. It's already been made. So we'll disconnect that, open up the toby, and then see if that toby actually does work and there is water there. If not, we're going in there with a connection anyway, so perfect. As James May would say, good news! Tried the water toby and we've got water, so no digging on the street. So we've got to then dig in this cable and this pipe, find the other end where it levels out next to the drain, and dig a track, lay it in, bingo. I think what I'll do first is maybe go across and get some sand just to blind the pipe in. And so I've got it here ready to go backfill it when I'm ready to go, and then yeah, let's crack on. Okay, we've now got the track dug. We'll clean it up just on that part there, and that's it around to entry into the building for the water supply and electric cable. So we've picked up the old drain, which was put in earlier before the foundation was in. So we've got that down at the bottom of the hole in there, and we've got a bit of blue alkithene there to pick up for the water line, and we've got a hole there which is the point where the duct comes for the electric cable, comes up and into the bottom of that box there. So yeah, we'll go and get some duct in from the Scottish Power, and get that laid in, get some sand, get it all laid in, get this plastic pipe for the water in joint. I managed to hit it with a digger, didn't even see it, thought it was a bit deeper than that, but it's still quite deep anyway. But that's it, move on. Welcome back. Right, since yesterday we managed to get the power line in, and we've managed to get the power duct in and the water pipe in and connected. So I'll bogle down the hole here. That's the red one, is the duct for the three-phase supply. The one next to it's the one for the water supply. We've got them ready to connect. We've got a drain down in that hole down the bottom there to connect in to what I've been doing this morning, which is digging this huge pit for the attenuation tank. Okay, that's the attenuation tank hole dug. So you don't want to watch me do that. So, yep, 7 metres, so it's about 9 metres long, 2 metres wide, and it's down about 1.5 metres. So, yeah, get the tank liner put in, level off the base, and start building the crates up. I'll get a bit of video of that when we're doing it. Right, this episode's going to be about the attenuation tank system, or SUDS, or rainwater harvesting, or whatever you want to call it. In Scotland, we have to separate our rainwater from our sewage, and it's treated separately. So the original building here had combined sewer, so it was sewerage and rainwater directly flowing in full tilt. That was just how they were. That's just about every house in the towns like that, but on the new builds you have to separate them out so with a different chamber before it leaves your property. So you have a chamber for your sewage and you have a chamber for your rainwater. So if they ever want to take rainwater away directly and put it in pipe work so that they don't need to treat that at the sewage works, then that would work. Unfortunately, in old towns like this, it's never going to happen, but we still have to comply with the regs. So what we've had to do is we've got our normal rainwater goods in already, and they go to a chamber, and that chamber ends down here, that chamber there. So that's the last chamber we have for picking up all the rainwater goods from the house. So all the downpipes from the roof, that's where they come to. Then it will come into this area here, the swimming pool, as I've been kind of calling it myself now. So this is an area of 7 metres long, 2 metres wide, It's and the crates that are going inside there are going to be 800 mil high. This is an attenuation system, which is we keep the water and we slowly release it in a chamber which will be down more or less next to the pipe there. So there'll be a chamber, a flow control chamber at the end there, which will slowly release the water from this tank out. So basically it pours the rain. This area here in front of us will, when it's full of the crates and built, will fill up with water quickly in a flash flood idea, and then slowly release the water out of this pipe down the bottom here, and then slowly release it back into the main drain system. This is to stop the rainwater overpowering the drains. So in a flood condition. So basically when you get a big storm, you got thousands of litres of water coming off the roof. It comes into this blue tank here and sits there and slowly releases so that there's no putting too much pressure on the sewage works. So I'll show you when we start. You get two systems. So you get a soak away, which doesn't have that blue liner and just has the crates inside. So the attenuation crates go onto the ground, wrapped with some geotextile, and then the water would run in and would just seep out into the ground, and that would be the end of it. This system's slightly different. We're capturing the water and sending it away. So we're having to do that because we've not got enough room at the front of the site here to have a soak away. There's regulations to where you can soak away and how far away from buildings it has to be. So that's why this system is being adopted here. Costs an absolute fortune to do all this. I think the attenuation system at the present minute is somewhere around £5,000. So that's £5,000 to slow down the water running down the drain. I'm the only one in the town that does that. Well, there might be any new build will have to do that, but certainly every other house in the town just lets it run down the drain. But that's the regs, just have to get on with it. So when we get the crates, I'll show you them, and I'll show you putting them all into here and how to wrap it all up, how to do the connections for the water supply, for water in and water out, and the flow control chamber when I do that. Good morning. Lovely blue skies in Scotland today, so, you know, for the people that say it always rains here, it doesn't always rain. So today we're finishing off the attenuation tank system. So let me have a little look at what we're doing. So these crates here are part of it. These go in the ground. And this is what we're doing down here. So this big hole in the ground, it's 7 metres long, 2 metres wide, and goes 2 crates high. That's the second crate for height there. Has 500 cover over the top of it, which is basically gives it enough protection for pedestrians and all the rest. And your water flows into this from your rainwater goods, flows in, goes into this big tank, is held in there, it's held back by that chamber at the back there, which is just lying on the ground. That has a 110 inlet, 110 mil inlet, but only a 16mm outlet. So basically it just slows the water down and then puts it down the drain, and yeah, stops rainwater coming from your house flooding the sewage system. So we'll get a little bit of footage putting these in. There's no much to them, so looks complicated, but it goes in fairly quickly. Okay, let's get going. This, where the pickup's sitting, is where the tank was, which we've been putting in. So that's now all in place. And our flow control drain is now in. Can't see much down there, but small outlet, 16 mil. So there's a 110 mil feed-in pipe from the tank, which is under the ground here, into this chamber, and then a 16 mil outlet to slow the water down, which then runs along into that chamber along the side there. So that's... Now, here we have the water inlet pipe coming from the street, where we've put in a brand new water connection. Toby out in the street, all connected up, and that is now live. That'll feed the house for all its domestic cold water. And down in there, that grey pipe there is the stack for the waste for internals for the house. So that's all your toilet, sinks and everything goes down that. That's a T-piece, feeds into the bathroom next door, feeds into this room here, which will be the kitchen, and feed across into the room behind there, which will be another bathroom. So I'll show you the fitting up of these pipes when we start doing them. Duct there, and the boys will open up that main line there, joint between the two, and then they'll put a big plastic tray in, do all their connections, and then fill the resin. We'll get a wee bit of footage of that. Just 5 seconds up there. Just tell the story. Huh? There we have our 3-phase cable pulled through by our drawstring. That's the simple bit, and that's all the... Come on, focus. That's your breakout box for all your fuses. As you can see, summer must be here. There's a bit of haircut. So, since I was last on film, what have we done? So, the whole purpose of this trip was to get the water in, get the electric in, and get the drainage in. So, out on the road here, we've got electric supply in, we've got the water Toby in as well there, and that's live into the house. So that was existing, so just a reconnect, which was good, saved us a few pound. 3-phase cable in the duct running past the pile of rubble here, round the side of the building here, and into the meter box, which is on the wall there. So that's the red cable feeding the 3-phase supply for the house. So that's done. We're enjoying having all that done. It's a bit delayed on getting tanks and various other things, and disasters with people not doing what they're supposed to do and deliver things on time. But yeah, house is looking good, ready for me to start back and get inside now and start doing yeah, the major internal fit out, plasterboarding floors, electrical, yeah, connect up the solar, various other bits and pieces. Lots and lots of work to do. Get more videos on that. Yeah, great. Like and subscribe. Follow along for the next one.